Hi, friends. We are here for our Editors in Convo chats today, and we are so lucky that Becca is here today to talk to us a little bit. So, Becca, why don't you introduce yourself?
So, my name is Becca Youngers. I am a senior currently at Dowling Catholic High School in West Des Moines, Iowa. I'm the editor in chief for both the newspaper and the yearbook here at Dowling. This is my second year in yearbook. The year before, I was just kind of a general editor. I was still doing a lot of stuff, but didn't have the official title. And then I've been doing newspaper since I was a freshman, and I've been the editor in chief of the Dowling Catholic Post for 3 years.
Oh, my goodness. Editor of the newspaper and the yearbook.
Yes, busy all the time, pretty much, but we make it work.
That is awesome, but let's not deceive anyone. You definitely like yearbook more, right?
It definitely helps me bring out my creative side a lot more. It's definitely a creative outlet for me, and I've come to love design a lot more than I ever thought I would because of yearbook.
Oh, I love that. So, about how many people are on your yearbook staff?
My yearbook staff is about 30 people, and yearbook at my school, it's a little different than I would say most things that I've heard from being on the editors and convo panels. It's senior dominated, and we have one junior on staff, and the rest are seniors. So it's an interesting dynamic. But to take yearbook and newspaper at my school, you have to take a prerequisite of journalism one to kind of get like a foundation of all the stuff that you kind of need to know. And then, yeah, so it's mainly senior dominated because of that.
Okay. So working with a staff of mostly seniors, I'm not going to like generalize and say that all seniors get senioritis, but I know, there's a lot of stuff going on your senior year. How do you keep your staff motivated and get them all to contribute and do their respective roles and responsibilities?
I do think it's really hard at times because we have a ton of people on our staff that are, they're athletes, they're in really hard classes. Basically, their schedules are completely jam packed. So I think it's to keep them motivated. I think it's really important that they know how much they're contributing to the school by what they're doing in the yearbook. It's such a big project, and most people only ever really get to see the finished published product. They don't see behind the scenes the hours and hours that go into it. Something that we do to keep people motivated, we do have assignments and deadlines, just like classwork, like any other class that you would have here at our school. So you do have assignments that you have to get done. So I think that keeps them motivated because for most people, I would say, and because the students have passed the journalism one class, they are generally good students and they want good grades. They want to see that A plus on their transcript. So they are generally motivated when you have assignments. And also, I think for a lot of them, it also is a creative outlet. And just to be doing yearbook is something that's really inspiring to them. And I mean, some people want to pursue journalism in the class, some people don't, but I still think it's something that's fun for them. And it's something that in your school day, you always have it. I mean, we have a block schedule, so it's every other day, really. But you have it kind of as an outlet to be yourself and be relaxed in a class and feel welcome. I think that's really helpful for them as well.
Yeah, that creativity gets to break up the monotony of like, the PowerPoints and the lectures a little bit, right?
Definitely, yes.
Okay. And how your staff is laid out, do they, if they're working on a spread, do they then say, okay, I'm done with this, I'm going to send it to my editor, and then that editor will review it? What's your kind of process of moving it through the pipeline?
So we start, actually my yearbook is kind of different. I would say most yearbooks don't follow chrono order, but we do chrono here at my school. So we have weeks, and what we've been doing, we've kind of been switching it around this year, trying to see what works because with the past years with COVID, it's been kind of hard. In our school, we had schedule changes as well. So last year we were on a quarter system, and literally at one point in the year for 8 weeks, we had no one in yearbook class, which is terrifying. We made it work somehow, but that was terrifying. So we switched back to block this year, so it's nice that we have that. But we're doing groups right now, so we have groups of 3 to 4 people working on a spread, and they're doing week pages. And also at the same time, we're adding in our yearbook this year, we're adding in sport spreads. So we're highlighting each sport. We saw that in a lot of our books that we have here in the classroom. And me and my co-editor, we really, really liked that. And we thought it was a great idea to highlight the people that are involved in those things. We also are including things like Vanguard and Show Card, just because there are so many students involved in those and they need to be highlighted. So they're doing those, they're doing their week spreads. And we're kind of working with a 4-week period right now where there's kind of a brainstorming week, a design week, a reporting week, like actually going out and getting the stuff that you're doing, and then kind of just finalizing and getting everything in there on your last week. So right now we're doing the 4-week periods to keep those assignments. And then after those are done, we're kind of just proofreading and editing them. It's about, I would say it's a group of like 2 to 3 people. It's me, our one junior on staff, and it's really nice that she wants to be really involved, because when we leave next year, we definitely know we're leaving it in good hands. And then we also go through our advisor, which is great. So yes, that's kind of our process. At my school, we don't really have like photo editor, copy editor, anything like that. It's just kind of like general editors, which I think is nice. I do think the roles help, but I think it's nice that we kind of have just broad things, because people can do a lot and it allows people to do a lot of things, a lot of different things. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that is really cool. I think a 4-week cycle is a great way. I mean, obviously for chrono, it's necessary, but it keeps you accountable and you're at that same pace all year. So you kind of, it's like, if you don't get it done, the next week is already creeping in. So you really do kind of have to stay on top of it. I think obviously with chronological coverage, that's really important, but I think that having some sort of set timeline is a key to success for any staff, no matter what type of book that they're working with.
Yes, I definitely agree.
So since you spent time on yearbook and newspaper, the question I've kind of been asking everyone is what your most important takeaway is from the time that you've spent with student journalism. So do you have something like that?
Yeah, I would say one of my most important takeaways is to realize how much you really can reach and affect people and touch people. I honestly took journalism. I like to say I took it by accident, because I had an older sister and she was like, "Oh, take journalism. It'll get you the required English credits that you need to graduate. Like, do that." And I was like, "Oh, like I'm a semi good writer. Like, let's do it. Why not? Let's try it out." And I walked into the class and it was like all seniors, because they need their graduation requirements for English, and I was like terrified. But as I kept writing stories, there was just something about it. I don't even know. You can't really describe it, but I think realizing the ability that you have to touch people and make people feel seen and loved is something that I will always remember from my time in newspaper and yearbook, and it's something that I want to carry on to my future, as I'm planning on majoring in journalism in college. So that's really exciting. But yeah, it's just the ability to touch people. You really don't know how like loved people feel when they see themselves in the yearbook, even if it's like a picture that they think is super embarrassing, they think it's disgusting of them. Even if they see themselves, like that's cool when they go to the index and they see more than one number by their name, or when they open up the Dowling Catholic Post and they see someone they know on like the feature photo on the carousel. It's just something really important. And I think throughout your time in high school, you can often feel like you're just kind of walking through the hallways, you're just going through the motions. And I think being able to do student publications has given me opportunity to be like, no, all of these people matter. All of these people have stories. They need to be told. They all have unique things about them. So yeah, I think that's something that's my biggest takeaway from yearbook and newspaper. Yes.
It warms my heart so much. I couldn't agree more. I think that it really does make an impact, and you almost don't get to feel that until the book is in everyone's hands. So it's hard, especially if you're only on yearbook 1 year, to know that impact you're making. But you just have to be confident that that you are making a difference, and that you are, like, it seems so cliche to say changing lives, but I kind of do feel like you are. So Becca, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to talk to us. And I am just so appreciative. I know what you've talked about today is going to help not only editors, but staffs as a whole. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.